Let me invite Dr. Wasiullah Khan. He's the Chancellor of East West University, and he'll speak about American experience, action, not reaction. Dr. Wasiullah Khan.
This humble brother of yours is very grateful for this great honor that Dr. Ghazi and our brother Mujahid Ghazi and other colleagues have put on me. Because as I see the program, the lunch and zuhur waqfa is coming and there are too many speakers. Somehow the program probably started late, so I will be as short as possible to submit my humble suggestions. Somehow my brothers and sisters in Chicago honor me so greatly that when they describe me, I look around me whether they are talking about somebody else, because I am not worthy of all these comments and applause. East West University started in 1400 Hijra, 1980. Dr. Ghazi and many others here in this group should be considered founders of this university. As former Malaysian Prime Minister had said in the OIC 2003 summit, that there is only one country in the world of which all the goals and tasks are performed on a proxy basis. Other nations lay down their lives, other nations spend billions of dollars, and the work of that one country is done. And of course, he was mentioning Israel. The university is established on that basis. And I am very happy to report that in the last 28 years, about $150 million income has come to the university. And less than 0.6 of 1% have been Muslim donations, which actually shows to us, as Dr. Ghazi has said in the introductory remarks, which country we are in. And when I mentioned this thing in the house of Dr. Muhammad Umar Chapra, an economist in the Islamic Development Bank, in 2005, my colleagues there, they said, why don't you go to Boston and New York and Houston and Los Angeles and say that Muslims should start such projects because money is available, educational projects. So I said, in Urdu, Nakar Khane mein tuti ki awaaz kaun sunta hai? I said, that's very true, that I actually went to various cities and mentioned that, and two brothers from Boston came, spent about 2 days with me, and I had offered that the documents of the university and all our experiences and my travel and my stay and all expenses are with me, and I will submit this to everybody. But after 2 days of discussions here in Chicago, those Boston colleagues said, you must move to Boston at least for 2 years, and so we can start something like that. But that's the basis of action and not reaction, as the topic has been given to me by my respected brother, Dr. Abdullah Ghazi. I must submit very humbly that in the name of East West University, East represents Africa and Asia. You can look at any almanac or any information book, and you will find that 75% of present-day human beings live in Africa and Asia. So East means 3/4 of humanity. And you can also look into any almanac or any information book that Islam is the dominant religion of the East, both Africa and Asia. Take any almanac and you will find these data. But somehow, a scholar of our time who has recently passed away, Samuel Huntington, first wrote an article, Clash of Civilizations in Foreign Affairs, in 1993, and then that book appeared in 1996. And he says that Western civilization is only Western Europe and Canada and United States, and the Latino civilization of South America, starting with Mexico, and Russian Orthodox civilization can be our allies. But then he kind of questionably said that Japanese civilization and Hindu civilization can also be allies of Western civilization, but he said we should be very fearful of the Chinese and Muslim civilizations. So I think the planning started there, and now that the Youth Commission will be starting work, we may find new things about 9/11 and what happened to our communities, both native-born and immigrant communities, and whatever injustices were done. So somehow the academia of this country is alive and well. So within 3 years of that book, another book came by Paul Bracken of Yale University, Fire in the East. And he says in that book, Fire in the East, 99, it was published in 1999, he said that Western civilization, if we consider industrial revolution starting from Britain as the onset of that, gave only two things to humanity. One is technology, and the other one is management techniques. Now, of course, when the pyramids were built, there were management techniques to organize human effort to build such things, which could not be destroyed over time. And he said now we can see that the Asian countries are rising higher, and so we cannot say we cannot say that the old dictum that civilization is white man's burden can be true anymore. He said when Vajpayee became Prime Minister of India and he wanted to have some more nuclear bomb tests in 1998, an American group went there and said, look, we already know that you have nuclear bomb because you experimented you tested it in 1974. The people representing Indian government said, well, those who have nuclear bombs do not have to explain why they have those weapons, but because you have asked us, we want to tell you that we want to celebrate the 500th anniversary of the first European who had come to India. In May of 1498, Vasco da Gama had come from Portugal. That is in that book of Paul Bracken. And so there were 5 tests that India had done in May of 1998, and somehow Pakistan felt that they could not be left behind because Muslims were the ruling elite of India at that time when Vasco da Gama came. So instead of 5, 6 tests were done before the month of May 1998 ended, and Bill Clinton, president at that time, offered $5 billion of aid to Nawaz Sharif, but he had rejected that and he went on for those tests. What I want to submit to you is that the same year that East West University started, President Reagan was elected as president, and in 1981 he said that Soviet Union is the evil empire. Somehow by 1991 Soviet Union was gone. Most importantly because of the struggle of Afghans and Pakistanis against Russian occupation of Afghanistan. And so the new world is globalization and coexistence, as Professor Irfan Ahmad Khan has just explained. And when I was a student in Indiana University working for PhD, my professor of research had said that we Americans believe in how to live and let others live. Now that's a very important thing, and now our cousins, the small community which is the most powerful community in this great country of ours, new things like American Jewish Council is now saying that 7 words that probably they say started with Judaism are the most important words. Do to your neighbor what you want to be done to you. And then the guy says, I think it's an advertisement by that group. So this coexistence is now being propagated after 200 years of extreme, and Paul Bracken also says about that, this legacy of the West in terms of colonialism and plain murder and rape and genocide of human beings. Amrish Misra, a scholar of India, has written a 2-volume book about the worst genocide that happened in 1847 when Bahadur Shah Zafar and the what they call rebels later on, the freedom fighters, were overcome by the Britishers. And Sayyid Ahmad Khan has documented those things also. So for the shortage of time, I want to submit to you that as the introduction of this seminar of today, a very blessed event, says that we are celebrating the seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I must submit 3 things